In this video, I'm going to give you some great tips when it comes to actually selling your NFT. I'm going to show you how to do it, how to cancel listings without spending too much in fees, and also exactly how much to price your listing for, whether you should do an auction or whether you should just do a straightforward listing. I'm going to discuss all of that in this video. Now, before I get started, I mentioned in the last video that those who comment on my videos now, they're going to be automatically entered into a giveaway, and it will be the same for this video. So just comment anything you like and you'll be automatically entered into the competition, and then in the next video I'll present the winner. We'll just do a quick one from last week as well in a minute, but before I do that, I'm announcing the launch of my Wizard Pass NFT. So this will give you access to Discord and many other kind of perks which I'll discuss over the coming days and weeks. Now, if you want first notification of what's going on, and if you want to be included in any giveaways I do for these and raffles, then make sure you follow at Wizard Pass NFT. I'll put it in the link below, and it will be right under this video in the description area. So make sure you join there, turn your post notifications on, and then you'll be the first to know. I am rewarding people who get involved in the project early. Now, this was my last video about upcoming projects relating to NFTs and also general trends. And what I'm going to do is, out of all of the comments that I had for this video, is I'm going to choose a winner now. I'm just going to filter duplicate users there, and let's get the comments. So 491 unique comments. Let's start the raffle. So the winner is Life's a Joke. Let's just go to the channel. So if the winner could reach out to us, our email address is in the description below. If you want to enter the competition for today's video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on your notification bell, and comment below anything you like, and you'll be entered. By the way, the situation is getting so bad when it comes to scams, even on things like YouTube as well. People make fake channels that look like the one that won the competition, and then they contact people like me asking for the reward. So the way I'm kind of counteracting that is I'm going to ask the person who wins to actually add something. I've taken a note of that specific channel URL, and I'm going to ask them to add something in their description, like an email address or some other comments, just to be on the safe side. So let's get started with the video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of the trending collections at the moment, and we're going to have a look at how people are actually listing right now. So if you click on Ali NFT, which was trending in the last few days, it wasn't one I personally bought into. And you see at the moment, apart from initially, it's not really been doing too well at the moment. But if we go onto Opensea and we have a look at the activity at the moment, tip number one is very simple. When you go onto Opensea, ignore what it says here in the floor price. That's tip number one. If you're looking to sell this, you have to check on activity. In a fast moving collection, I've seen the floor price say 0.174, and the actual price these are selling for is 0.274 or even more. This could be out by a factor of 50%. Because things are moving so fast, and because Opensea, or what I call Broken Sea, is so slow in terms of picking up what's going on, you could easily be underpricing by 20-30%. I know it's crazy, but I see people do it all the time. How do I know this? I snipe people who are thinking that they're pricing at floor price when really they're pricing 20% lower. So I buy it off of them, and either I can quickly do a flip or I can hold and see how it goes. But here, in fact, you can even see that all of the recent sales, they're up 0.183, 0.186. So if you sold for 0.174 right now, it'll probably get bought immediately. So you have to be a little bit careful with that. So check what the recent sales are going for. And if you want to, you can add the listings tab as well, so you can see what people are listing for. But you can see this is, actually this is interesting. It's getting eaten up quite a lot. So I don't know what's going on here, but there's not a massive amount of new listings coming up. So by the way, if you're looking to buy into this, you could do some more analysis. You can have a look. You could do it manually as well. I use tools for this, but you could do it manually if you don't have a floor thickness tool. And what you can do is you can click here on buy now, and you can see how many are listed at different prices. But a lot of these initial ones aren't even available. So this is moving very quickly. So there could be a bit of a pump coming potentially. But in terms of overall trend, it's not doing too much at the moment, to be honest with you. It may break through 0.2. But anyway, let's get back to the video. So that's my first tip. The second tip is obviously add the listings as well, just to see what people are actually listing for at the moment. And then the next tip. So let's go on to one of the listings right now so we can have a look. So this particular listing, you can see that the price is 0.189 in Ethereum. Now, sometimes what you can do when you first look to sell a particular NFT is you can set an auction. Now let me just see if anybody's actually added these. So the way to check this is if you click on activity, and let's just click listings alone. Usually you can tell if somebody's done an auction. Nobody's really done it here because you get a different symbol next to the number. And what they might do is start an auction at 0.01, have it last for a few hours or a few days perhaps, and they can set a reserve price as well. This is a really bad way, guys, of trying to sell an NFT, in my opinion. There's so many problems with this. One of them is you're running an auction right now, but I've showed you many times in my videos here on YouTube. You already know that you should be holding on. If you're just flipping NFTs to build up cash flow, you should be holding on to them for kind of half. Like some of these moves are literally, let's just zoom in so I can actually show you. This move here where you could have bought the dip and sold, it didn't do much, maybe 0.27 to about 0.38, so not much there, but 130, 230, it's an hour, that's all. So some of the flips are as short as half an hour or an hour. Some of the longer ones are 6 hours to maybe a day or two, unless you're holding long term. So if it's so short, why would you want to run an auction? You're really risking the price tanking and you not being able to sell your NFT. You have to be aggressive sometimes with the way you sell. So my advice is have a set listing price. Don't do that. Now, if you're looking to just list longer term, you can make the price much higher. Because the way it works on Opensea, for example, this person's listed for 0.5. Now, they're never going to get a sale, obviously, but they're just putting it out there so that maybe they'll sell long term. Now, I don't know why they've done it with a 1 day timer. So I have no idea what they're doing here. Sometimes people do listings and it just makes no sense. But let me use another example where people have a few more listings, because there's a new tab here people don't know a lot about. And this is my next tip. It's the listings tab here. And here, every time you list and you reduce your price in Opensea, that's regarded as an extra listing. And what's really cool is you can cancel. However, if you've reduced your price many times, Opensea will actually charge you every single time you cancel. Now you can cancel and the price will go higher, but you could end up spending $600-700 US just trying to cancel your entire listing. So let me show you an example. Let me find somebody who's made a few listings. It took a while to find one, but basically this is another trending collection, the Habibis. And on this, even though these kind of prices are the same, every time somebody reduces their price, so if this person reduced their price again, it would add as an extra listing. And you'll get charged again and again. So be very careful with that. If you're holding for the long term and you're reducing prices, either reducing kind of bigger chunks or have a clear plan before you're selling the NFT of what you want to do. If you want to hold it long term, you don't necessarily have to list it. But I always recommend, my other tip is put a price on anyway. You never know, like overnight whilst you're sleeping or something. There are crazy people in the NFT space. There are new whales all the time, and they're the ones who on random collections, they'll pay 20 ETH for a rare, not knowing that that collection is not particularly good, and they'll do it during reveal on an impulse buy. Now, if you're the lucky person who had that rare and bought for 1 ETH or something and managed to sell it for 20 ETH, and then that particular collection completely dies away, then you've done really well. And it's because you actually put a listing price. So if you're holding long term, in my opinion, just put a listing price that's 3 or 4 times what you're expecting to sell, even if the price goes up in that particular one. So for example, if this person was holding this long term and it's a rank 547, I would still list it for about 3 ETH. Next tip, let's say this was during reveal right now and price was moving really quickly. So let's get onto a small kind of time frame. So what happens during reveal? This is pumping up and doing well at the moment, but basically you get a scatter of a lot of activity in a short period of time. So even right now we're seeing this volume. So if we go into a daily and we go into a 5-minute chart, you can see volume quickly comes into a market and it quickly drops. But during reveal, volume might go in and drop, and then it might be dead, the volume in a particular collection, for many days, or worryingly even longer. So you have a limited time. So my advice is, if you're looking to sell during reveal, you need to be aggressive with reducing your price, and you don't care if there's extra listings, because your plan is you have to sell. So you're not planning to cancel the listing. So in that case, keep reducing this by whatever increment you want to, by say 0.05 every 2 or 3 minutes, and get the NFT sold and make sure it sells within an hour or so. Because after that, volume dies, as I've shown you in my other videos, and then you're in trouble because you'll be bag holding. Now, another tip I have for you when it comes to selling. So when people first buy an NFT and they look to sell it, so let's say, for example, it's in this particular collection, and you might buy one, you might click on buy now, and you see that it's a rare. Let's say it's during reveal, or even afterwards. So you buy one, you look at the rankings, as you can see here, you see there's a score of 163. Now, I've not looked into this collection, and I don't know what the rankings mean when it comes to this particular collection, but let's say that lower ranks are going for a lot more money. There's a few things you could do, by the way, to check this. As I've said before, check on activity and see what they've sold for. Another tip is you can even go here and see what's been sold for the highest price, so highest last sale, although this doesn't give you the time element. So you don't know when that was because, markets trend upwards and downwards, just something to be aware of. But here, sometimes you can check what the last price was. For example, this one sold for 3.75 last time. This one sold for 1, for example. So that's another way to tell. But let's go back onto that particular listing. The thing you don't want to do, especially during reveal, is to buy this and then start dreaming about the price you're going to sell it for. So let's say you bought this. I mean, somebody's already bought it for 0.83, which might be a good buy. But let's say you buy it. The mistake people make is they come to sell it, they click the sell button and they price it, and they start pricing in Ethereum, and they start with 1 million ETH or something ridiculous because they're dreaming. And that's not what you want to do with NFTs. You have to price it realistically, especially during reveal. If you think something's underpriced and you want to do a quick flip, look at what similar ones are going for. So go into properties, see what the rarest rank is. And what you can do is you can actually click on it. For example, the Cyclops Laser Eye. What did similar ones sell for? So just click here on highest last sale, for example, and just see what they've been selling for. You see one sold for 1.18, 0.89, 0.87. We don't know when. So you can actually click into it and you can check when the sale actually was. This one was 11 days ago. So it's important to note because the market is trending a lot compared to 11 days ago. So these might be worth even more than what that had sold for if rankings are selling for more here. Like I've said, I've not done full research, but also you can check recently sold. So this will give you the most recent couple of sales, so you can see what they were going for. And you can see that even though they're rare, they weren't going for much. They were still going for only 0.7. So you might not be able to make a quick flip. So that person who bought, what that person has to do, I mean, this was old as well, so you can still sell it for more. So the best thing to do here, if it were me and I had bought that one, is I would price it at something higher. Not ridiculous, but you could try your hand at 2.9, 2.45, 1.97, something like that. Try it for that. Leave it for a few hours. This collection's not going anywhere because this is way past reveal. And if you don't get it sold and you want to flip quickly, aggressively reduce your price until you get the sale. But because it's post reveal, you don't have to do it every few minutes. You can wait every few hours, maybe even every day, and just reduce the price. But if you're really, really worried that the pump is going to go in this particular collection and it's completely going to fall apart, there's no reason to think it might happen in this because this is a collection now that's trending more for the long term, it's looking like. So potentially it could go up if anything. So you could price it high and leave it there for a few days before you reduce the price. But if you're desperate for the cash and you want to make a quick flip and you want to sell it into this particular pump, then you can be more aggressive. Just remember the price that you actually bought it for, you have to add fees. So when it comes to selling this particular product, I think the fees on this are 4.5%. You've got 2.5% Opensea to put on it as well. Again, don't overthink these things. Just assume that if you bought it for 0.7, your break-even price on this might be something like, I would say, maybe 0.75, 0.76. So 0.76 and above, you're making profit. So even if you want to sell it quickly, you could always price it for 0.98 and see if you can get quick sale literally today. That's another technique you could use. So I hope those tips help. Let me know in the comment section below and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for listening.